We're back with another Madden 24 video. In today's episode, we're going to be rebuilding the Detroit Lions, but with the new addition of Terrion Arnold. But if you guys haven't already, make sure you guys like and or subscribe. Let's see if we can get this video to 150 likes, and I'll do another Madden rebuild. But off the rip, I'm going to say this. Jared Goff and Amon-Ra St. Brown got overpaid. I updated both their contracts too, so that way they're actually realistic with this rebuild. Amon-Ra, his contract, he was well deserved to be paid. Same thing with Jared Goff, but does he deserve to be paid slightly bit more with his bonus and his overall annual salary more than Tyreek Hill? No, he does not deserve that. I mean, sure, you can definitely argue he's a top 5 receiver. Easily, I would say top 10. But then it's like, does he deserve to be paid a little bit more or just as much as the #1 receiver in the NFL? I wouldn't say so. I would say about 25 million, 20 million a year or something around there would be about right for Amon-Ra. I know some people will be like, oh, 20 million a year? Christian Kirk's getting 20 million a year. Just because one player is getting overpaid doesn't mean the rest of the market has to get screwed. Just like Deshaun Watson. Just because Deshaun Watson got paid 60 million a year and the Browns are idiots doesn't mean every other quarterback should get paid higher than that. Trevor Lawrence is the highest paid quarterback in the league right now. Does he deserve to be the highest paid quarterback in the league? Absolutely not. Jared Goff is getting paid more than Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes. Oh, well, it's a different market. It's a different market. And you know what? It's going to keep being a different market because all these players keep saying, I want to reset the market. I want to reset the market. Tell these players no. Say no, I'm not signing. I don't care if you're a Jaguars fan or not. I'm not signing Trevor Lawrence to 155 million. I understand the Lions are on a run to the Super Bowl, and I understand why they need to extend their players to continue this run, but that's why you incentivize their contracts. If you make it this far in the playoffs, if you get this many playoffs wins, you add a bunch of incentives and bonuses on top of the contracts, and you make it incentive-based instead of overpaying for these guys. Jared Goff is getting paid $53 million a year annually, while Lamar Jackson is getting paid 52, Patrick Mahomes is getting paid 47, and then Josh Allen, I believe, is getting paid 43, 44, something around there. It's ridiculous how much these guys are getting paid just because they want to quote-unquote reset the market. It's really dumb. Again, I'm not hating on Jared Goff. I would think he's a top 10 QB. I think Amon-Ra and Jared Goff, great duo. I think the Lions are getting close to a Super Bowl, but again, these are extensive contracts. Amon-Ra was 4 years. Jared Goff was 5 years. These are extensive and expensive contracts. I understand they're trying to gun for a Super Bowl, but long term, these are not going to benefit the team whenever you have to pay guys like Penei Sewell. He's going to want a fat bag whenever his contract comes around, but you don't have to pay guys like Jahmyr Gibbs and Laporta for another 3 to 4 years. Sometimes guys want to get paid early, so we don't know. Then DJ Reed, he's not on an extensive contract either. His time's going to be up, and he's want to get paid good money too because he's a good defensive tackle. They just recently signed him, of course. They got Carlton Davis, who they just traded for. I mean, the team looks good. Definitely a Super Bowl contender in my opinion. It's just wow to me that players are actually getting paid this much money, like over players like Patrick Mahomes, who are clearly the better players in the league, like Lamar, Josh Allen, Mahomes, Jalen Hurts. Some people say Jalen Hurts has fallen off. But anyways, that's just my 2 cents. For the defense, Aiden Hutchinson, I don't know why EA hasn't given this man X Factor. Maybe I haven't updated the roster correctly because every time I import a roster, it doesn't always give me that. Sorry for yapping, but this is just me. Terrion Arnold, I think that was an amazing value pick for the Lions. They had a great draft, in my opinion. Also, they drafted Rakestraw here out of, I think it was Mizzou. I could be wrong on that. It was Mizzou. Okay, so they doubled down on defensive back, just like the Eagles, who doubled down with Cooper DeJean and, why am I blanking? Quinion Mitchell. But again, the team looks good. Amon-Ra, I mean, I know he's primarily in the slot, but do I want him in the slot? Nah, I'll just put Donovan Peoples-Jones in the slot here because even though Amon-Ra is primarily shifted to a slot and he excels there, I'd rather just have him at my #1 because it's my rebuild, and everyone else here looks fine. I mean, they got Marcus Davenport, not a huge signing, but it's definitely not bad. And then Kirby Joseph, is he a backup right now? I want to put him at the #1, so I'm going to move him to free safety. We are 4-3, top of the division. Caleb Williams and the Bears are at the bottom of the division. Las Vegas is balling in their playbooks. My God, 6-1, top of the division, clearly it seems. And then offensively, our passing game is good. Our rushing game isn't good with our 1-2 punch, but Jahmyr Gibbs will probably be like an 87 overall in the next Madden instead of an 83 in this one. I don't know why EA just doesn't update their game. I pay $70 a year for nothing. For the scouting national focus, I think I'm going to do defensive tackle here because DJ Reader's contract won't last long. Maybe in Madden, though, I think it's actually 3 years because whenever you sign them and import them to a class on a roster, EA, for some reason, makes it a 3-year contract instead of 1 year. But whenever you actually sign them in free agency in Madden franchise, it's 1 year. I don't know how that works. Just EA EA at its finest. But for the re-signings here, Kevin Zeitler, I do want back on a... do I want back for a 1 year? I mean, he's going to hit 34. He will regress, and so will his contract. So I'm just going to wait for that, especially since I only have 20 million left. Glassglow here. He's 31, doesn't have an interest with the team, so I'm going to let him walk. Then Penei Sewell, I'm definitely going to accept his option because that will be a fat contract. 11-6, top of the division here to face the 10-7 Eagles. I'm assuming the Cowboys won their division over the Eagles, of course, and then we lost to J.J. McCarthy and the Vikings in Week 18. But still, I mean, our team ranks look kind of mid. They're all around. I mean, our passing game is good. Our defensive passing game is great with Terrion Arnold. Our defensive rushing game is only 16th with Aiden Hutchinson, DJ Reader, and who was the other one? Marcus Davenport. Stats and awards, Jared Goff looks like a top 10 QB, 11th best offense in the NFL. Defensively, we are 6th. And then 4,300 yards, 33 touchdowns, 9 receptions, 105 passer rating. Great season from Goff. Jahmyr Gibbs, 3.5 per carry is not good. 11 touchdowns is nice. I literally put Dave Montgomery and Gibbs as the 1-2 punch together. And Montgomery's out carrying him, but obviously he has less attempts. So it's just because he's a low overall, and low overall running backs don't really give you production until they hit, I believe, at least like around 85, 87 overall. And then Amon-Ra here, 100 receptions, 1,400 yards, 13 touchdowns. Great year. Donovan Peoples-Jones, 8 touchdowns, 900 yards. Sam Laporta, almost 800 yards, 6 touchdowns. Jameson Williams, pretty underwhelming for a first-round pick, especially for one that you traded up for. Only 1 touchdown, 700 yards. Terrion Arnold with 114 tackles. I don't like that my defensive back is leading in tackles. I'd much rather have it be a linebacker because it usually means that either you're getting burnt as a corner or the linebackers just aren't doing their job. But tackles for a loss, 15 for DJ Reader. Sacks, 22 for Aiden Hutchinson. He's going to get X Factor. 7.5 for Marcus Davenport, 6.5 for Reader. Interceptions, 2 for Jack Campbell. Safeties on the team is 1 for Marcus Davenport, 1 for DJ Reader, and defensive touchdowns is 0. So it's a bit surprising that Aiden Hutchinson has 22 sacks and we only get 16th for defensive rushing game. I don't know if that's pass rushing or like run defense in general, but maybe our passing defense is better because you don't have to worry about anything because Aiden Hutchinson is constantly sacking the quarterback. But either way, can we beat the Philadelphia Eagles in the wildcard round to go back to the divisional round here? And we do not. First round exit, 21 at 217. And the Eagles win the Super Bowl over the Dolphins 30-24. Saquon wins the Super Bowl MVP. Tua wins the league MVP. I doubt that in real life. And Saquon wins the Offensive Player of the Year. And there are no awards here for the Lions. In the NFC North, position minimum, and then Packers player, Chandler Jones is on the Packers now, Nick Folk, and then Mercedes Lewis all retire. Also, real quick, TJ Watt wins Defensive Player of the Year and not Aiden Hutchinson. So did TJ Watt get like 50 sacks or something? Okay, so TJ Watt had 22.5 sacks, and he had 20 tackles for a loss instead of 14, and 99 tackles instead of 74. Okay, I guess TJ Watt is just that guy. So I guess we'll win NFC Defensive Player of the Year if you want to put it that way. But for the team upgrades, Jared Goff goes up to Superstar. That's a W. Sam Laporta, I'm pretty sure, did he already come with Superstar or did he earn that? I don't know. Either way, he has Superstar. Defensively, you're telling me this dude gets 22 sacks in a season and the best you can do is give him 2 XP points? Yeah, no, I'm giving him X Factor. I think giving a guy with 22 sacks in a single season is more than fair of getting X Factor. And then for the other upgrades, everyone else here looks the exact same. For the players ready to negotiate, Penei Sewell suddenly doesn't have an interest with the team, but I'll accept his option regardless. Then everyone else here, do I want Emmanuel Mosley back for a year? I'd rather have Kevin Zeitler back for a year, and I can't even have him. Would he take slightly less money just to be here? And he would. 1 more year with Kevin Zeitler. I have no money left, so I'm going to be losing Emmanuel Mosley. Xavier Knight, is he still in the Lions? Did he sign there? I don't know. I remember him last with the Jets. Either way, all these other extras I don't want. Obviously, we can't participate in free agency, so I'm just going to skip into the draft. So I didn't really like the defensive tackles on the board, but defensive back Trent Kramer here. Even though we do have Rakestraw, we just lost Emmanuel Mosley. Yes, we have Terrion Arnold, and we do have Carlton Davis. This guy looks sick. Elite acceleration, elite speed, elite agility, 4.4 flat on his combine. I mean, yes, F play rec, D zone coverage, B catching, but he profiles as a man-to-man guy. Elites across the board. I think I'm just going to take this guy here. Normal def, that sucks, but at the same time, he's really fast. I think he can easily fit into the slot for the team, and I'm going to put him as probably the starting slot. In round number 2, getting defensive tackle, Taylor Favors out of USC, 6'2", 300 pounds, hidden dev, 87 strength, 79 speed, 80 agility. I mean, for a 300-pound defensive tackle, that's pretty good. A finesse, moves A hit power, B tackle, and B play rec. Now, this is the team after the draft. Got this guy in the late 3rd round. He only had normal dev, but Kevin Zeitler, I guess, is going to move to left guard now. Team still looks good. Just depends if Madden wants us to win a playoff game. Favors is a 74, so I mean, for now, I guess I'm going to start him over Aleem McNeil. I like Aleem McNeil. Dude looks like he's in his mid-30s, but he's actually, like, I think 25. But looks like the A, I got this guy named Rhodes. We're going to put Rodriguez over Anzalone here just because he's going to progress instead of regress. And then where is my first-round pick? He is not here. Did he get cut or moved to the practice squad? Kramer, here he is. Kramer is a 72 overall without the boost, so it's not really the best pick, but maybe he can get something if I do move him up. Let me try and refresh the roster. Okay, so I think we have everything settled in with the team. I like what we got. I need some new guards after Kevin Zeitler leaves, but for now, we seem pretty good. Let's move into the midseason mark. 4-3, second division. Caleb Williams seems to be doing a lot better with the Bears now, as they are 5-2 top of the division, and my defense magically sucks after improving it with a corner and a new defensive tackle because EA said so. Scouting national focus, I think I'm just going to do interior offensive lineman because I need new guards. And for the re-signings, Marcus Davenport, he had 7.5 sacks for us last season. If he replicates something similar to that, I think I will re-sign him because he didn't have a bad season for sure. Taylor Decker, I want to see if he regresses. I don't think regression starts for linemen until maybe 31 or 32, so maybe he'll progress a little bit more than I think. But honestly, 2-year deal for him wouldn't be bad, so I'll just sign him to that for now. Lee McNeil, he's only 24. I thought he was like 25 or something like that. This guy, our free safety, isn't bad. Everyone else here, it just depends. I still need to sign Penei Sewell. Aiden Hutchinson, I'll be able to not worry about him. Jake Bates, they just signed from the UFL, so I also imported him to my roster. If you want these updated rosters, link in the top of the description on how to get them. But I'll accept the option for Aiden Hutchinson and Jameson Williams. Jake Bates, sure, why not just have a long-term kicker here? 5 years for him. He resigns, I think. Yeah, he ended up resigning. Kevin Zeitler, I think I'm going to let him walk because of his age. Lee McNeil, here's the thing. I like Aleem McNeil. He's normal dev, and he wants $12 million a year. That's not something that's in the budget of the team, and it's not something I'm willing to do unless I had like $100 million in cap room. So I'm just gonna say no to that right now. Maybe I could trade him for some value since I already have a defensive tackle too, and he's playing number 3 right now. And the Bills want him, and they were actually willing to give up a late second-round pick for him. So I'm cool with that. Aleem McNeil is off to the Bills. Everyone else here, I'm not really going to worry about for right now. Maybe the free safety. This is actually a dummy cheap deal. Only $2 million a year. I'll do this for, honestly, 4 years. Let's keep him as a backup safety because depth safeties do actually affect simulation. So I'm fine with that. Only have $18 million left, and I do have to pay Penei Sewell in the next season, so I have to look out for that. But for now, let's move into the playoffs. 10-7, top of the division as the Bears fell off. I mean, our defensive points per game improved, but our defensive passing game and rushing game still sucks, so I don't really know how that works. But the Giants seem to be only thriving on the rushing game and their defense, as their offensive points per game and their offensive passing game is considered the worst in the league. Jared Goff, another good season other than his passing touchdowns. Maybe Gibson got it, but 4th offense, 31st defense doesn't make any sense. But 4,300 yards, 28 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, 107 pass rating. Good year for Goff. Gibbs, yeah, he ate a lot of those touchdowns with Montgomery. 16 touchdowns, 4.7 per carry, 1,200 yards. He improved a lot, and then Dave Montgomery ate 13 of the touchdowns, being the goal line back. It's cool with me. Amon-Ra here, 1,400 yards, 12 touchdowns, very similar season to last year. Jameson Williams, 3 touchdowns, 900 yards. Like, this is like good for sure, but it's not crazy. I don't think I'm going to re-sign him if it comes to that, but for now, I think I will just accept his tag. Donovan Peoples-Jones, 2 touchdowns, 800 yards. Sam Laporta, 700 yards, almost 800 yards, and 8 touchdowns. Great season for a tight end. Defensively, Jack Campbell with 115 tackles, sacks for a loss, 15 for DJ Reader, sacks 18.5 for Aiden Hutchinson. That's great. Taylor Favors, the rookie, with 8 sacks, and he was second for rush defensive tackle and the specialist. Marcus Davenport with 7 sacks. Honestly, I'll re-sign him. That's not a bad season. It's not crazy, and he probably won't be expensive either. 6 touchdowns for Brian Branch. That will not 6 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Still great for him. Defensive touchdowns, 1 for Brian Branch, 1 for Kirby Joseph, and 1 for Carlton Davis. So I understand that we have the 31st ranked defense, and it's against one of the worst offenses, but I'm going to be pretty upset if we lose to the Giants here. They shouldn't be good in any way. We beat them 30-24 here to face the 9-8 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Carlton Davis's former team. Their defense seems good. Their offense seems terrible in almost every single way. Can we beat the Buccaneers to move on back to the conference championship? And we do. 31-14 here to face the team that eliminated us last year, the Philadelphia Eagles. They're trying to go for a back-to-back run, just like the team who beat them, the Chiefs, did. But anyways, let's see if we can beat them at their own home turf. Here we are against the Eagles. They're going to open up with 7. We're going to respond with nothing. Then they make it a 10-0 game. Offense needs to wake up, dude. We have the 6th ranked, no, it was the 4th ranked offense in the league. Finally, we're scoring points. And we made a comeback. Finally having a lead. No way. Eagles are choking so hard. The defense just stopped playing for the Eagles. We have, oh, defense. Oh, now they come back. It's 35-28. Do I go down and score? I think I'll let the AI play this. I think it's a little bit too unfair for me to hop in this early. 4th down alert. I think this is something I can't hop into. Now, I could go for the run here, but they got 2 superstar defensive tackles. Do I go for the pass here? Mesh spot. Mesh is undefeated. Everyone knows this. Let's just give it to Sam Laporta on the check down. 1st down. That's cool with me. 3 interceptions for Jared Goff on the day and 3 touchdowns. Not really good, but not really bad. As we're driving down the field here, 3rd down alert. I'll hop into this one as well. 3rd and 2. I'm kind of tempted to run this again, and I think I will actually run this because I want to keep the clock going too, so that way they don't have another chance with the ball. Jahmyr Gibbs is going to get the 1st down. Didn't want it to get in the end zone. I want to drain this clock a little bit more. 3rd down alert. Keep this drive alive. I didn't play it, which didn't really give us much time off the clock, so... And it also stopped the clock, which is extremely inconvenient. But for now, honestly, I think I'm just going to run it again, see if that works. If it doesn't, we got to stop the clock one more time, and it leads to 4th and goal. May have been a bad decision, but at least I got to drain the clock a little bit more. So looking at the set here, they're not pressed up on Laporta. I could have Gibbs on the check down. I'm just going to go to Laporta right here, and he drops the pass. We're going to lose on a Laporta drop, dude. There's no way my superstar tight end drops the game-winning pass. You know, it could have been a bad read, but it wasn't because I knew the linebacker was following Gibbs here. Gibbs was the read, dude. Gibbs was a better read, but that still doesn't change the fact that my superstar tight end drops the game-winning pass. And it's not because the linebacker pushed him. Look, Nolan Smith isn't even a coverage linebacker. He's an edge rusher. But look at this. It hits him right in the hands, and he drops it before he even gets pushed. That's absolutely ridiculous that a superstar tight end just sold me the game that hard. And we're going to lose the conference championship because EA said so. It's so frustrating. A superstar tight end dropping the game-winning pass. And the Bills get their first ever Super Bowl win over the Eagles here. Jamal Adams on the Bills wins the Super Bowl MVP. Dak Prescott wins the league MVP. Sure, that'll never happen. There are no awards here for the Lions. Should have been in the Super Bowl, but it is what it is, I guess. In the NFC North, Kevin Zeitler and Harrison Smith both retire. For the team upgrades offensively, why? He now has superstar X Factor, and he has a 91 overall after dropping the game-winning pass. And then Amon-Ra St. Brown is a superstar X Factor, 99 overall. Of course, he was already an X Factor before, but any other upgrades? Favors here is a 79 overall. I mean, he had a great rookie season with 8 sacks, I think. And then Kirby Joseph and Brian Branch both go up to superstar dev. Unfortunately, Kramer doesn't get a dev up, which sucks. But either way, it is what it is. Unfortunate way to end the season, but let's move into Season 3. For the players ready to negotiate, I'll accept the option for Aiden Hutchinson and Jamison Williams. Penei Sewell doesn't even want to be here. And again, I'm going to have to pay him a fat bag. Marcus Davenport, is it better if I just draft a defensive end? I know I said I wanted to re-sign him. He just has moderate interest with the team, and he's nothing crazy, and I need this money for Penei Sewell. Penei Sewell is going to want like $30 million a year. I've seen it before from offensive tackles with superstar dev wanting that much money. I think I'm just going to let Davenport walk. I think he's good. I like him, but I have to pay Penei Sewell in the next season, so I'm going to skip out on that and just draft a new edge rusher. In the first round, picking up outside linebacker Rashard Campbell. Speed rusher, yes, normal dev. The board really sucked. It's really hard to get a good edge rusher at pick number 30 in the draft, but Rashard Campbell here out of Syracuse, 6'5", 250, normal dev, 83 speed, 87 acceleration. C awareness, B tackle. It was nothing crazy, but his athleticism was actually pretty solid. In round number 2, getting new left guard Austin Felix out of Oregon State, 6'4", 312, hidden dev, 83 strength, 79 acceleration, A's and C's across the board. And also I forgot to mention that we have the Bills pick 32 in the second round because of Aleem McNeil. So Aleem McNeil won the Super Bowl with the Bills. We might pick up this guy, Chester McCrary here out of Auburn. Elites, goods, greats across the board, A's and B's, sure, why not? Hidden dev, 90 strength for rookies, great, 80 jumping, 78 acceleration. So it worked out for Aleem McNeil, and it worked out for us. Dude, how did this guy fall to the late third round? Evan Gardner here with 6'4", 217 out of Iowa State, lefty, elite strength, elite jumping. I mean, it's nothing crazy. He's solid, but he's a late first round projection to early second, and it's the late third round. Sure, Evan Gardner, hidden depth. How did this guy possibly fall here? It's a freebie. If I lose Donovan Peoples-Jones, I know immediately who I'm filling him with. Honestly, he might start now. This guy honestly looks so sick, especially for a late third round pick. What an absolute steal. And in the fourth round, picking a middle linebacker, Geo Demst out of Wisconsin, 6'3", 250, hidden dev, 82 strength, 87 acceleration. Some B's across the board. He had solid athleticism, took a shot on him, and it seemed to work out. This is the team after the draft. Gardner is a 73 overall. We're going to put him at the 4 for now. I know he's not going to get any reps there, but we're just going to leave him there for now. And McRae here and Felix look exactly the same, but different last names, maybe different people. Well, I guess identical twins in the face. Either way, team looks great. 87 overall team. Offense looks great. Specifically, Demps is a 70, well, not a 70, 67 overall. Enzalone's a 78. I'm going to move him to right outside linebacker. And then Campbell's a total bust. He's a 65 overall. My God, that's probably one of the worst picks I've ever had in a rebuild. But we're going to try him instead of Josh Pascal, I believe this is. Yeah, it's Josh Pascal. We're going to start him over Josh Pascal, see how he does. At a 66 overall, moved Aiden Hutchinson to left end. I mean, just an L pick by me. I'm just going to have to just deal with it, I guess. Specialist-wise, I'll just keep Amon-Ra there. I don't even want to change it anymore. And then Jack Campbell is going to be the starter there, and then Malcolm Rodriguez over Anzalone as well. And then, why not put Rashard Campbell here over him. Favors, DJ Reed, all these other guys, Kramer. And then offensively, move my right guard back up. We should be good from there, and then we will be moving into the 3rd season. Hopefully we can get something done and not get screwed over by the AI again. 4-3, top of the division here for our ranks. Our defensive rushing game sucks now that Marcus Davenport is gone. Doesn't really make too much sense, but it is what it is. The rest of our ranks are either mid or in the green, so not that bad, I guess. Scouting national focus, I think I'm going to do defensive tackle again because I think we're losing DJ Reed this year. Then for the signings, Penei Sewell, he just wants to be historic champs, dude. Well, sorry that you joined the Lions. They've never even appeared, but anyways, I'm going to have to pay him a fat bag unless we win a Super Bowl this year, so hopefully we do win that. Kirby Joseph, I'll just give him player friendly. He resigns on that. And then Carlton Davis, I want him back, but he doesn't like the scheme fit. Boo-hoo, bud. Donovan Peoples-Jones, you're just not in the budget, especially since I just picked up Gardner. Then Malcolm Rodriguez, I like him. This is still a cheap contract, even if it's very player friendly. I'm going to sign him to that. He doesn't like the scheme fit either, which is annoying. David Montgomery, I like him as well, but he wants to be #1 on the depth chart. That's not going to happen, so he's going to walk. DJ Reed, I want him back, not for $22 million a year. We're going to pass on that. Josh Pascal, all these other extras, Alex Anzalone, and all these other guys I don't want. Jahmyr Gibbs, Jack Campbell, I'll accept their option. But for right now, Penei Sewell, I'm going to wait on that. Carlton Davis is a maybe. Donovan Peoples-Jones is a no. Dave Montgomery is a no. DJ Reader, maybe if his contract drops due to his age. Everyone else here is a no. And here we are against the Vikings, 10-7 top of the division. Bears are struggling with Caleb Williams as they are 5-12. Defensive passing game and rushing game are terrible, but defensive points per game is mid. Again, that doesn't make sense, but it is what it is. And then we're coming off a Week 18 loss to the Ravens. Stats and awards, Jared Goofball looks great once again. Top 10, if not top 5 QB. 4th best offense in the NFL. 23rd defense because the AI said so. 4,400 yards, 34 touchdowns, 10 receptions, 106 passer rating. Great season for Jared Goff. Jahmyr Gibbs, 12 touchdowns. David Montgomery, 11 touchdowns. Gibbs with 4.4 per carry and 1,200 yards. Goofball getting some rushes. Wow, he has more attempts than David Montgomery. That's surprising. But Amon-Ra continues to ball out. Another 100 reception season with 1,400 yards, 10 touchdowns. Donovan Peoples-Jones, 7 touchdowns, 1,000 yards. Finally producing numbers for us, but he's not in the budget for us, unfortunately. Sam Laporta, 7 touchdowns, 800 yards. Jameson Williams, he's finally given us like a solid season here. Well, this is definitely above average, but it's not worth paying him. 8 touchdowns, 800 yards, but he's definitely going to stay here for the entire 4-year rebuild for us. So maybe if it extends to 5 years, he won't be here, but he hasn't been anything special for a first-round pick. Malcolm Rodriguez with 107 tackles for a loss, 16 for Aiden Hutchinson, 20 sacks for Aiden Hutchinson. Wow, 6 sacks for Rashard Campbell. I mean, his tackles for a loss and his sacks aren't as high as Davenport, but honestly, this is a lot better than what I was expecting him to be doing. So, not the worst pick in the world, definitely not worth the first-round pick, but this was, again, a lot better than what I was expecting him. Close to Marcus Davenport, but not quite, but at least I don't have to pay him. Then Taylor Favors with 4.5 sacks, interceptions, 3 for Carlton Davis and Kirby Joseph and Rakestraw. But for the safeties, we're going to have 0 defensive touchdowns, is 0. Can we beat the divisional rivals in J.J. McCarthy and the Minnesota Vikings to move on to the divisional round? And we do. 21-17 here to face the 10-7 Seattle Seahawks. We are 6 overalls higher than them. This should be a blowout. if not. Either way, it wasn't a blowout, but we won. That's what matters. 35-31, back in the conference championship, and we are here to face the 12-5 Panthers. The Panthers are an 84 overall team. Dude, we're 7 overalls higher, and they're a better team than us. I don't know how that works, but sure. Here we are against the Panthers. They're going to start out with nothing. We're going to start out with 7. Good start for us. 7-7 game after the bomb touchdown. 14-7 game. Offense is holding up well. Defense is holding up well for us. 10-14, and they're going to score 3 right before half. We're going to open up half with 7. 21-21. Offense just put a little bit more on the board and we should be good. Good. Run the ball next time you get it. Run the ball. Just run the ball, run the ball, run the ball. And you punted. Still 35-21, as it should be. We're 7 overalls higher than them, and for the first time ever, the Detroit Lions will appear in a Super Bowl. And of course, it has to be the Kansas City Chiefs, my favorite AFC team to face in the Super Bowl. But who are the team upgrades? Jared Goofball goes up to a superstar X Factor. Any other upgrades? McCray and Felix, the twin brothers, look identical. I mean, they're basically the same overall and have the same boost, but they also both have star dev. Surprised that Jahmyr Gibbs hasn't even got superstar dev after being at like a 96 overall now. Jack Campbell goes to superstar, and then wow, Rashard Campbell goes from normal, a 65 overall normal dev, to a 74 with the boost. With the XP, you will go to a 74 overall without the boost, and 76 with the boost, and he's a superstar dev now. So I thought I drafted a total bust. He was a 65 overall when I found him. Now he's about to be a 74 overall superstar dev without the boost. That's actually a crazy turnaround. And I said he was one of the worst picks I've ever had in a rebuild. Turns out to be one of the better picks now. But Kirby Joseph gets superstar X Factor and Carlton Davis gets superstar dev. And I'm going to make sure to auto upgrade my players here, so that way Rashard Campbell does get to the 74 overall superstar dev, which I think will have an impact on the game. Either way, it doesn't matter because Patrick Mahomes is Patrick Mahomes. Here we are against the Chiefs. They're going to open up with 7, and we're going to respond with 7-7-7 start for both teams, obviously. Back and forth punting, 14-7. Offense needs to step up because I know my defense won't in this game. 17, now 23-14, opening up the half with only 3. Offense, we need to start going for it on 4th down like Dan Campbell does in real life. 23-26, it's 3rd and 2. Defense chokes, 3rd and 8. Just don't let them score a touchdown. Please don't let them have, and the game ends. Not only, I mean, they didn't let them score a touchdown, but we didn't get back on offense, and the Chiefs are going to win another Super Bowl as we lose. Let's move into the 4th and final year. Aiden Hutchinson wins the Defensive Player of the Year, and there are no more awards for the Lions. And now we're going to have Penei Sewell bitch and whine about his contract, and now I have to pay him $32 million a year. Great. So excited. Jahmyr Gibbs re-signs on the option. Same thing with Jack Campbell, Carlton Davis, Donovan Peoples-Jones, David Montgomery, DJ Reader. He wants now only $21 million. Wow, what a bargain, DJ Reader. No, I'm not doing that. Everyone else here, I'm not interested in. Do I tag Carlton Davis? I think it might be worth it. Let's do 3 years, see if he accepts this. He wants to test free agency. I'm not going to let him. We're in negative cap debt. Losing Donovan Peoples-Jones doesn't matter. David Montgomery doesn't really matter either. DJ Reader, I'm going to need a replacement. So let's move into the draft. In the 1st round, picking up a defensive tackle who skipped the combine. I forgot to show it, but either way, he's a baller. 91 strength, 6'5", 304, hidden dev. I mean, he's not very athletic other than the strength and the acceleration. A's and B's across the board. He looks nice. Now, this is the team going into the 4th and final year. I have a 90 overall team. Gardner is going to replace Donovan Peoples-Jones. Honestly, it may or may not be a better replacement. Defensively, well, actually offensively, oh wow, Penei Sewell is up to a 99 overall. Defensively, Odom here is a 74 overall. Then Campbell turned out a lot better than I thought, as I mentioned before. I got this guy McAllister in the 2nd round. He's only a 72, but he's going to play there for now. Everyone else looks great. It looks like a great team, but of course, EA will screw me. Let's just skip into the playoffs. Let's go. We made a 1st round bye. You know what that means. We're going to be eliminated in the divisional round. But finally, I did not change any of my defensive playbooks. My defense lost 86 overall DJ Reader and didn't really improve. I mean, it kind of went down because I replaced him with a 74 overall rookie. But then suddenly, magically, my defense is now #1 in the league for points per game because the game said so. That's just how it works. I feel like you have monkeys throwing darts at EA, and then that's how they decide how to make the game. But either way, that's 14-3. Happy about it. I'm sure we'll lose in the divisional round. Stats and awards. Jared Goofball in contention for league MVP, and he will be, wow, That's 7. I thought it would be a lot higher if he's 4th in the league for passing yards and 2nd for passing touchdowns. Best offense in the NFL, 2nd best defense in the NFL. 4,400 yards, 41 touchdowns, 9 receptions, 117 pass rating. This is an amazing year for Goff, but evidently there's 6 more QBs that are higher than him. And then Jahmyr Gibbs, 17 touchdowns, 5.3 per carry, almost 1,600 yards. This deserves superstar X factor. I mean, he had 2 fumbles, so maybe just superstar, but it's at least superstar. And then Vaki here with 7 touchdowns that he took from him. But either way, still an amazing year for Jahmyr Gibbs. And then Amon-Ra continues to ball, 106 receptions, 1,400 yards. I did not mean to go to the Packers. I don't want to look at our division rivals, but 1,400 yards, 14 touchdowns. And then Hunt, DeAndre Hunt, I guess he was put in the slot instead of Gardner, which is annoying. I know Gardner's like 6'4" physical, but still, Hunt, 11 touchdowns, almost 900 yards. Jameson Williams, been completely underwhelming this entire rebuild. Sam Laporte has been great for a tight end. And then everyone else here, Gardner, 2 touchdowns, 207 yards. Unfortunate that he didn't get more reps because the other guy was in the slot. Jack Campbell, 117 touchdowns, tackles for a loss, 23 for Aiden Hutchinson, sacks, 21.5 for Aiden Hutchinson. He's been balling. Favors has been balling as well. Odom, the rookie, has 8 sacks. Jack Campbell with 5. And then Rashard Campbell with only 2.5 sacks, but still 11 tackles for a loss. So it's not horrible, I guess. 3 interceptions for Carlton Davis. Safeties on the team is 0. Defensive touchdowns is 0. And we are going to be facing the divisional rivals, the 10-7 Packers. I mean, we're only 2 overalls higher than them. Hope we can beat them to go back to the conference championship. And we do. 30-31. Tight game here to face the 12-5 Washington Commanders. I'm not going to hop in at all to this game. Whatever happens, happens. But I just want to see what happens here as, wow, the Commanders already moved on from Jaden Daniels, and they now have superstar X-Factor quarterback Pete Turner. Here we are at home against the Commanders. They're going to open up with 3. We're going to respond with 7. Nice start for the team. They punted it back to us. We punted it back to them. Please stop punting in your opponent's territory. Dan Campbell would never do it in real life. I wish there was a way to make your AI more aggressive, because despite you putting it on a certain simulation, it doesn't really help. 14-13, defense holding strong. Offense finally puts some points on the board, and defense clutches up. 17-13. We're going back-to-back to Super Bowls here. Please don't let it be the Chiefs. Please don't let it be the Chiefs. Please don't let it be the Chiefs. Damn it, dude. Oh my God. Whatever. We're just going to have to do it. But for the upgrades, Jahmyr Gibbs is up to a 99 overall. He has superstar dev now. I feel like he deserves X Factor, but I'm just going to leave it the way it is. And then defensively, what do we have? Odom's a superstar. That's a W to see. Any other upgrades? No. Specialist-wise, Gardner, let's just put him in the slot now that I remember. Everyone else looks good. It's so unfortunate that I got to play the Chiefs again, but it is what it is. I'd rather play the Ravens or any other AFC team for the Super Bowl. But let's move into it. Here we are against the Chiefs. I mean, I'm not going to be too mad if I deal with the Chiefs. I would just rather have someone else eliminate them in the playoffs. I get much saltier whenever I lose to the Cowboys. I understand the Chiefs are an amazing team in real life, but please, someone else remove them from the playoffs. 21-14, third quarter. Our number 2 defense in the league isn't going to stop anything against the Chiefs offense because it's Patrick Mahomes. 28-35. Our defense just couldn't keep up with Patrick Mahomes. We have back-to-back Super Bowl losses, and now we're going to have the Kansas City D-writers all in my comments going, oh yeah, we're going for the 3-peat, baby. We're going for the 3-peat once again. Oh my God, my favorite. Oh, Jared Goff couldn't have had a better game, dude. My God, 122 pass rating, 4 touchdowns. I mean, yeah, maybe the interception maybe sold us, but either way, my defense allowing 35 points. I know it's the Chiefs, but come on, dude. That's just unacceptable, especially for the number 2 ranked defense in the entire league. And Patrick Mahomes wins another Super Bowl MVP. Lamar Jackson wins the league MVP. Dan Campbell wins Coach of the Year. Aiden Hutchinson wins back-to-back Defensive Player of the Year. And then Cortland Odom wins Defensive Rookie of the Year. But I think that's where I'm going to end off the video. Honestly, this is the peak of the team, because now I have to re-sign Aiden Hutchinson, who I'm not going to afford. That's going to be over $30 million a year. Jameson Williams, I'm not going to be able to re-sign. There's a bunch of other players. I think Brian Branch's contract is also up now, and I don't have the cap room for any of those guys because of Jared Goff's and Amon-Ra's contract. So this was our peak team, and we lost back-to-back Super Bowls. Just because, like, again, I'm not going to be mad because we lost to the Chiefs. The Chiefs are a good team. It's just having to face them is really frustrating because you know 90% of the time you're going to lose. But if I lose to the Cowboys 90% of the time, that makes me mad because the Cowboys never make it to the Super Bowl in real life. But anyways, apart from that, guys, I hope you guys all enjoyed. I don't know if this was a successful rebuild because I did build the team to a 91 overall with a 96 overall offense with the number 1 ranked offense in the league and then number ranked 2 defense in terms of yards. If you look at the team ranks, it's flip-flopped. But either way, I built an amazing team. We went back-to-back Super Bowls. It was just unfortunate that we had to play the Chiefs back-to-back. Either way, anyways, guys, I thank you guys all for the view, I guess, and make sure you guys like and or subscribe, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.